All right, everybody. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Mortgage, Walter Parker. It's been a while since I've done a live broadcast, but today I'm coming to you not just on Facebook, but we are also live on LinkedIn for the first time and YouTube. So definitely want to check it out. Minister of Mortgage. You can access all my channels here. Today I'm doing from the personal page. I want to talk to you guys about the housing market. And just to kind of give you an idea, we've had it's been a very rocky year, extremely rocky year. The fact that we're over double interest rates on where we were at this time last year. I remember putting a post out September and October of last year saying, if you have buyers and they're qualifying at 3%, you definitely, if you sit on the sidelines and you're waiting for something better, it's not coming as far as interest rates. And sure enough, yes, did we have higher cost in housing, higher everything? As far as people were buying homes, waiving appraisal, waiving inspections. But I want to talk to you today about where we at now today. Now, obviously, for many folks, rates are well into the sevens. Some lenders out there are starting to quote, if not 8%, they're quoting 7.5%, but charging an origination fee of 1% of the loan amount. So if you're buying a $500,000 house, yes, that's 6.5%. That 7.5% interest rate may be costing you $5,000. Now, but first of all, talk about the state of the market and talk about why you shouldn't be worried or concerned, because things are looking better. I'm here to give you some good news, but I'm also here to give you some warnings. As far as I'm not the guy making threats, but I'm the guy waving my arms saying that the bridge is out down the road here. For some people, that is the case. So you definitely want to share this to your wall. State of the market as of today, we had a pretty bad day with mortgage-backed securities as far as the 30-year note. Now, just to kind of give you an idea, the 30-year note, when you actually look at it, if it goes down, okay, in other words, if we lose basis points on the 30-year note, that means lenders are going to reprice higher interest rates, because what we're seeing is the cost of buying a note. So, when we're seeing mortgage-backed securities go up, that means it's the value of the note is going up, not the value of the note going down like it is when we reprice for the worse, which means rising interest rates, right? So we had a good couple of first days to the week, Monday and Tuesday. Not a huge, rebound, but we did see some positive numbers. Unfortunately, today we saw the bottom drop again. The 3-year note eclipsed over 4%, new high for us, I think 4.1. Mortgage-backed securities dropped. As of just a few minutes ago, I just double checked and me see even after hours, but about 70 basis points today. Now, 50 basis points is going to be about 1/8 of a point. For many people, it may be 1/4% that your interest rate went up today alone. Now, again, everybody prices differently. So I'm not here to tell you exactly what your rate is, because there's different rates for VA, USDA, FHA, OIV. It's conventional, but rates are into the sevens. So what does that mean for affordability? Well, right now we're in this tiny window, and I do mean tiny window, because we haven't seen a crash. Now, and it's interesting, just checking to see what the builders are doing. The builders are not going crazy with building either. In fact, in every pretty much target range, they're way below where they were last year as far as looking for permits, new contracts, building, everything like that. Now, why is that? I think builders learned their lesson back in 2006, 2007. When demand started going down, builders were still building like crazy. And so what happened in 2008? We had this 2 million surplus of homes, more so than people demand or wanted, caused a major crash, right? So a lot of people have been saying, oh, we're going to a crash, we're going to a crash. No, it is a price correction. We started off about February, March, we were 20% year over year equity gain, and that has come down and it's normalized. Still probably a great year overall, as far as an 8% equity gain, not negative. Now, just because we saw prices go from 20% higher than where they were last year down to 8% higher, guess what? They're still in the positive. So while you are seeing some good deals out there, I'm still getting a couple buyers that are losing to very well priced homes that are being competitively bid against. So we're starting to see some of this comeback. I know I've talked to many lenders and brokers at different companies, and they're saying the last week or two, they're starting to see a lot more people apply again. They're starting to see people come out and start bidding again. So while we've had a lull this summer, and it has been a lull for a lot of us, it's been wow, it's definitely hurt our pocketbooks and everything else. I will tell you, it does seem buyers are kind of readjusting to the new norm, I guess you would say, as far as rates go. Now, inflation numbers have been still out of control. September numbers came in last week, wasn't good. October, though, and what we do look to see going forward in October, November, and December is that we're going to actually start seeing rates come back down because we're going to see inflation coming back down. So the Fed's announced, there was announcing today that, very high level experts feel like the Fed rate needs to be about 4.75 for the market to come to a more sustainable, calmer, less inflation, everything. Because here's the problem: we printed out so much money over the last couple of years. What has turned around because we have this over amount of money is devalued the dollar. So by raising the interest rates, it's going to increase the value of that dollar, right? And so that will also decrease inflation. Now we're looking for November, a 75 basis point hike. That's almost been confirmed at this point. It hasn't necessarily been announced, obviously, but every major expert is saying, yep, they're going to raise it 75 basis points. And then December, there's a short period lag where they're going to meet again and have one more time. Many experts think that they'll raise that again, and that would get us right to the 4.75 going into the new year. What we're seeing now, in many cases, is a delayed response from when Feds hiked their rate earlier. So, again, we're looking at more so at the reports on inflation. Inflation goes up, rates go up. And inflation comes down, guess what? Rates will come back down. So, why do you need to buy now? Okay, if rates are going to be coming down next year, Walter, why would I not just wait and buy now? Well, we have this problem. Again, I told you about the builders not building as many homes, right? This year, there is still a shortage of inventory versus number of people that would normally be buying. And then the number of inventory out there is still very low. So when rates do come back down, guess what comes back with it? The feeding frenzy. The frenzy as far as people going crazy and throwing 20 and 30 and 50,000 over just to win a house of over appraised value. Waiving inspections, waiving appraisals. And you know what's gone as well is sellers willing to help you out on closing costs and actually saving you money. I can tell you there's probably at least 20 homes right now in Denver that if you got near to asking price, but asked them to give you 10,000 towards closing costs, they probably would do it. And you know what? If you asked them to help them buy down your interest rate, they probably would do it. So you being able to get into a house with these terms, I'm not going to say the whole marry the you know what and date the you know what. I'm not going to go there. But I am going to say that you get into the home now with as little as cash down as probably what you'll ever be able to be into a home. And then you refinance when the rates do go down next year. That needs to be your strategy. That needs to be, if you're looking to be a homeowner, if you can afford to get in now, get in now. Do not look at rates. Look at affordability. Again, the key word I said there is affordability. So if you could afford to get into a home now, then you need to take advantage and you need to do that now. So I wanted to just basically take any questions real quick. We're going to keep this real short. But again, here's what's going on in the market. People are out shopping. So that window, like I said, it's a short window because if rates do start going down, say, latter half of November, December, guess what? Your holiday shoppers are going to be out. Black Friday, I know I'm prepared to, probably work some open houses. There's a lot of people that get out and actually do shopping on Black Friday weekend and home shopping. And let me tell you, if rates are coming back down. Now, how low will rates go? I had somebody yesterday that responded to a text that we'd sent out to some leads. They were interested in house. I would wait for interest rates to come back down below 3%. Well, congratulations, you're a lifelong renter because that may never, ever happen again. And I'm just being honest here. The conditions for those rates to be that low cause the government to go in such insane debt on the balance sheet. And it was an extenuating time where people were not working. We had 75% unemployment that sparked that whole government buying down. Today's unemployment is less than 5%. So, big difference. When 75% of the country is not able to go to work, then you have some extreme measures to increase spending. Right now, we have too much spending. That's why inflation, people are still spending money. So, inflation has not really hit home yet. Although, here's the other thing: if you own a home and you say, hey, I love the rate that I have, but I've got a lot of debts and my home is sitting there with a lot of equity. One of the easiest things that you can do, and what's becoming very popular, is a home equity line of credit. And that is why you leave the first mortgage as is. And instead of taking out a new mortgage and losing the rate and going up to the sixes or sevens, you can actually leave the first mortgage alone and then just take out what you need as far as with the home equity line of credit. It taps into the actual equity that you have mounted up over these last 2 years. A lot of people have gotten 40% equity in 2 years' time. So instead of paying 35% interest rates on credit cards, yes, ladies and gentlemen, credit cards out there charging 35% interest rate. Instead of paying 10 to 15% that I'm seeing some people finance their cars with, instead of doing all that, consolidate it. You can actually, when a home equity line of credit, I'm not a tax accountant, but I do know that interest on your home in certain circumstances can be used as a tax write-off, not credit card interest, home interest. So home equity line of credit will open that up for you. Okay. And I'm able to do those. So you don't have to just go to your bank or credit union. You can do it with me when rates go down. What we can do is we can lock in the home line of credit and your low rate mortgage that you already have. We could redo that next year. So again, don't wait to access the money and be too deep in debt. If you see yourself falling behind, national average credit card debt usage was at 20%. Now they're at 60%. So an easy way to consolidate all of your debts into one payment is, yes, you could do a cash out refinance, or you could do a home equity line of credit. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. We've got many products. One thing I'm telling you as far as about rates, it's very important. 1% interest rate equals 10% buying power. That means someone who has a $400,000 pre-approval, that 1% can either, when it goes up, it'll reduce that down to 360,000. If that interest rate goes down, it'll improve it to 440,000. So the reason why I say this is because I'm now a licensed mortgage broker. Okay. I'm a loan officer is my official title, but I'm in the broker world. Okay. I work for eMortgage Capital now. And the reason why I want to make that news and why that means so much is because when you deal with a correspondent lender and a direct lender, they have multiple levels. You have an individual that needs to get paid. You have the branch that needs to get paid for all the operations. And then you have corporate that needs to get paid. And I've worked for these corporations for many, many years. Very grateful. Listen, there's different models for different people. But what I noticed this year is that a lot of my people were going to brokers. Why? It's because when I was quoting rates, say right now, 7.5% interest rate on a particular government loan, it would go, I was getting beat by 0.5%, maybe even a full percent in the broker world. I now have the power to give you those rates and deals. Also, bank statement loans and non-traditional loans. We actually have access to all of those. I have over 36 lenders, and we can sign up new lenders if there's a product out there that we don't know about. So flexibility, affordability, closability. So the one big thing we hear a lot about with the broker world is that, yeah, but you know what? You're not guaranteed on time period. You're not guaranteed on a time period with a correspondent lender. If an underwriter has a problem with something, no matter where you're at, it can slow down the process. If somebody's delayed in getting you documents that you need, guess what? That can slow down the process. What I have found out in working with a couple files already with United Wholesale Mortgage is that I've been able to get same day underwritten approvals. So in other words, I submit a file, which would normally take 2 to 3 days anywhere else, and within hours, I've gotten an approved buyer. So if I'm giving you the lowest rates, if I'm giving you a excellent service, if I'm communicating and my team is communicating between my processor and myself, we're all communicating with you, your realtors, and the seller's agent as well, then why not give me a call, shoot me a message. Let me show you by putting this into practice for you and helping you grow your business. We've got some great events coming up. I'm going to close with this real quick. Gone over my time already that I wanted to do, but hey, on the 28th over in North Colorado, I'll put some details in below. We have the one and only Shelly Johnson I get to co-present with. She's going to be doing a lot of speaking. I'm going to come up, tell you real quickly how for $1 a day, you can absolutely stay in front of your entire sphere of influence all over social media. All right. For $1 a day, you can do that. Not to me. I'm going to show you how to do it. And we're going to walk you through that. It's going to take only about 15, 20 minutes. Shelly Johnson and her husband, phenomenal realtors, some of the tops in the U.S., going to be in northern Colorado, just north of Denver. So I'll be having that information below. Then in November, we have not one, but two events. One, business planning for 2023 for realtors. Great workshop. I've already done it once this year. We're going to do it again. And you're going to have a full applicable plan on how to grow your business in 2013, how to grow your team, how to grow your business. And then we're also going to be doing, back by popular demand, one more time, is the beginner's TikTok class. I'm super excited. We're actually going to combine that with the whole social media boot camp. Again, that's going to be in northern Denver. We're probably looking at Louisville. We've got a great large classroom. You'll see details about that. And then the end of the year, the coup de grace, we're going to be having not one, but two events, one in Denver, one in Colorado Springs. Each event is expected to be at max capacity, over 100 agents at each event. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. You want to learn from the top realtors in the entire Denver area. December 1st, My House Spirits. You won't want to miss it. It's the panel to be greater than any other panel you've ever went and witnessed, heard from, and Q&A from the nation's top that are right here in Denver, from Compass, from the Howell Group at KW. I'm throwing out some names here, but from KW, from Compass to Berkshire, to all these different high-level performers, some of the top in each of those brokerages, they're going to be in one place to help you grow your business in 2013. And we are announcing that with this, we're actually going and doing video shoots and promos for it on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to actually be doing a toy drive for Rocky Mountain Children's Hospital. So again, it's Christmas. It's going to be December. It's going to be great. We're going to encourage you to wear your ugly sweaters. So you'll see us in our promos wearing our ugly sweaters as well. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Food and drink are going to be covered. First round of drinks on us. We're going to have some food as well. We're going to make it an amazing time to learn exactly how to be more than prepared in 2023. Now, in Colorado Springs, we're also going to be doing a panel, and we're going to be doing some organic video teaching of how to grow your audience. So again, that's in Colorado Springs on December 6th, December 1st in Denver. Again, the dates for the November, I will be posting as well. We just locked those in. I believe it's the 10th and the 15th, those two events in DTC and in Louisville. So got a lot of classes. We're going to do a lot of promoting here. You're going to see a lot more coming your way. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, hopefully the state of the market, if you tune in at the end, go back and watch the beginning as far as what's going on and why is it still a good time for a buyer to buy. It is a good time for a buyer to buy. Do not be dismayed by rates. Think about it as affordability. And are you going to be able to afford buying a home in this next market that is to come? As soon as rates come back down, say to the fives, we're going to see a lot more buyers that have waited and waited and waited. They're going to take advantage of it and come out. But the problem is that they're all going to come out at the same time. So you're going to have to bid more. So sellers would say, well, why don't I just wait to sell my home? Because you're going to have to be a buyer as well. So it washes out. But as I told a client this week, rates go down, housing prices go back up. If housing prices come down, that means rates are up. So you're never going to find this market here, okay? It's going to be one or the other, all right? So take advantage now. Still limited inventory, going to be limited inventory for years. We're not in the same place we were in 2008. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, thanks so much. First time live on both of those. So I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. God bless. Stay well and stay informed.